Yes, people, welcome back to another stream, and there's some more Jude Bellingham news. Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Make sure you guys have smashed the like button if you've not done so already, man. We need 10 people to hit that thumbs up button to get to 100 likes. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well if you're new. I want to say a big up to who we got in here. Charlotte, yes. Indranil, Carlington, Luke Peel, yes. Infidel, Roman, yes. Mojis, Leon Sale, Olme, Osmodus, Blue Beluga Whale, Sam Martin, Dave, Theo Johnson, Orlando Ortiz, Logan, Dash, Fatine, Thorn, Lazuli, yes. Simon's in there as well. Metalton's also in there. Yes, Carl. Good to see you guys in there. See Scott McCluskey there as well. Dan Trallius. Love to see it. Hopefully you guys are all doing well on this Thursday evening. Obviously, England are playing in 45 minutes, which is why I thought just go live a little bit earlier so we don't clash with the England game or any other matches that are on at the moment. Obviously, you've all seen the team news. I'll get that up in a moment. But the reason for the stream is because this Jude Bellingham things took another sort of interesting development today with a news article out by the Spanish publication Marca. I don't think that's how you pronounce it. It might be Marca. Marca. I don't know how you pronounce it in it, but we'll go with that. It don't really matter. And it's got some really, really interesting stuff in it. Now, they're not the best source in the world, but they're also a source from Spain. And therefore, when it comes to Real Madrid, which is specifically what this sort of article is talking about, I consider it to be a fairly okay source. A fairly okay, not the best, but one that I think's worth talking about, man, 100%. So I want to go through it. This was published today, by the way. So I'm going to go through that now. Oh, by the way, big up to Ome. Yes, just joined the Xtra Club. Appreciate the support, brother. Thank you very much for the Xtra Club member. Appreciate you, absolute legend. Go. This is what they had to say in the Marca report. There's quite a few things in here that I think are quite interesting. Quite interesting. Okay, so Real Madrid apparently are still reasonably optimistic. Now, I'm not going to lie. I don't know about you guys. That doesn't sound very optimistic to me. Whether you're about to sign a player or wanting to sign a player, saying that you're reasonably optimistic, that tells me that you're not optimistic at all. I don't know about you. I just think the wording of that seems like, yeah, you're not that optimistic if you're saying you're reasonably optimistic. That to me is a little bit like, bit dead. They are, and this is where it gets interesting. They are aware they cannot compete with the financial muscle of the Premier League clubs. However, are banking on that Borussia Dortmund will have the last say when it comes to the value. Real Madrid will not be able to match Manchester City's bid. Maybe the wage is a little bit of an interesting one. And I think we had a discussion on this today, yesterday, or a day ago. I can't remember now. But we had a bit of a discussion on Jude Bellingham's wage. Real Madrid maybe are unable to pay the 125, 130 million to get Jude Bellingham out of the club, which, by the way, isn't guaranteed. They may be able to pay that. But they definitely can pay the wages. I've seen some people in the chat saying, oh, they won't be able to compete with the wages. If anything, I think it could be the other way around. I know City have got Kevin De Bruyne on 400 grand a week. They've got Erling Haaland on £375,000 a week, according to the latest data that's available on the internet. But that's sort of as top as we go. If you went to Real Madrid, you look at some of the Real Madrid players, and Barcelona have been like this as well over the years. They paid players 400, 450, Ronaldo 500 for years. So I think wages-wise, I think Real Madrid will be able to compete on that. The interesting thing there is, would they be able to compete on the transfer fee, which I'm not 100% sure on at this moment in time. The article goes on and says this. Real Madrid believe that when the time comes, Bellingham will be more attracted to Real Madrid than anywhere in England. Where have we heard this before, people? Where did we hear this before? Let's just cast our minds back. Around 12, 13, 14 months ago, what was happening right now? We was looking at the Haaland situation. These were the same streams. This was the same stream as last year. Apart from last year, we were speaking about Haaland, and this time we were speaking about Bellingham. And what was the Real Madrid, what were the Spanish press saying? Oh, he's going to, we still think he's going to go to Real Madrid. We still believe that he will favour Real Madrid. Now, to be fair, that may be the case. It might be the case that in the end, this is different. It might not be the same as the Erling Haaland one. He may end up going to Real Madrid. He might not want to play in the Premier League. Maybe he doesn't want to play for Man City. I don't know. But all I can say is these were the sort of things that were coming out in the Erling Haaland stage. The same sort of stuff. Oh, we believe that in the end he'll pick Real Madrid because we're Real Madrid and he won't want to go City. That's the kind of thing we heard with Haaland. Is the same thing happening again? Can history strike again? Maybe. We move on, and they say Real Madrid hope that Bellingham will not be seduced by the figures that the English clubs are willing to spend on him. Guys, where did we hear that? Where did we hear that? Do you remember last year, what was the same thing that was saying that Real Madrid press was putting out with the Haaland stuff? Oh, if we don't get Haaland, it's because Manchester City are going to be paying ridiculous amounts. This is exactly the same sort of stuff that Real Madrid press was putting out last year about Erling Haaland. Oh, we can get him, but the only way we won't get him is if Manchester City decide to spend loads of money on him. The exact same thing. And what happened? He signed a £375,000 a week contract, which you're not telling me Real Madrid wouldn't have given. So the same thing again, both on the transfer fee and on the allure of Real Madrid was said about Erling Haaland. And now it's starting again with Jude Bellingham. Why did they do this? Why do the press in Spain do this? Is it to protect Real Madrid? So then when Erling Haaland came to Manchester City, they sort of said, oh, we couldn't compete. Manchester City are ruining football. They're spending so much money on him. But we know that's just not true because he had a release clause of 50 million and he's on 375 grand a week. He's not even our top paid player. Is this the reason? So then the Real Madrid fans don't get pissed off. Their anger is directed at Manchester City rather than at their own club for being unable to get that deal done. Again, might not be the same. This could be completely accurate. All I can say is, from doing this stream now and doing this stream a year ago, I feel like I'm just reading out the same shit, but just with a different player. That's where I feel like I'm at. That's where I feel like I'm at. Let's have a look at this super chat from Anakin. Says, LB, if we get Bellingham, do you think the club would buy another midfielder? Maybe McAllister or Barella, as Gundo and Bernardo are likely to leave? Yes, we will get another midfielder, in my opinion. There's no way if Gundogan and Bernardo Silva both leave, we only get one midfielder. I think that would be very, very silly. And you only need to look at what's happened with our wingers this year. The fact that we should have signed a winger in the summer to look at, we need to make sure we get a second. Whether it's Barella, whether it's McAllister, Kovacic, you name the name, I'm not bothered because you got to remember, this is probably going to be a rotational player. And what do we always say about buying rotational players? Rotational players are always harder to buy because you need to understand more about the player's temperament, and much, much more than when you're buying a starter. In my view, that's just my opinion. And make sure you guys smash a like on the stream if you've not done so already, guys. Get us past 200 likes, man. Big up to everyone there. Let's continue with this. Let's continue with this article. It's really, really interesting article. In fact, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the I can't do it right now. After the stream, I'm going to put the link of this article in the description. So if you guys want to go on and read it, you can do. But it's really interesting. You should guys give it a read. The article goes on and says this. It says, Borussia Dortmund have already set a price tag between 110 and 115 million euros plus bonuses. The transfer in total would cost 150 million euros. This is a similar figure to the Ousmane Dembele one that they sold to Barcelona back in the day. So yeah, 150 million euros. You know, what's that in pounds? Let me do a rapid. 150 in pounds. That's 132 million quid. 132 million quid. So that's not too far away from what we sort of expected anyway. I thought, to be fair, maybe a little bit less than that. 125, but 132, 135. That's exactly where I believe the fee was going to be around. So that's fair. Carl, by the way, with the super chat here says Real Madrid wanted Mbappe and got screwed. Yeah, exactly. They did. Yeah. And look how the fans reacted. They don't react too well, man. They don't react too well. By the way, no watching along tonight. My girlfriend's been working late, so she's only just getting in like the next 20 minutes. So we'll have some tea and just chill out, man. For those people that are asking. Continue with this because it gets really interesting. Again, Manchester City and Liverpool will offer more than Real Madrid. The Premier League sides negotiating Bellingham's signing with Dortmund. Their offers are higher, or are believed to be higher than that of Real Madrid, who are studying the deal with a proposal to offer more in bonuses. So it seems that Real Madrid right now are not able to offer that guaranteed transfer fee that maybe Manchester City, and according to this article, maybe Liverpool can do as well. But Real Madrid are prepared to maybe boost it with more add-ons, more bonuses. Now, that's all well and good, but unless your bonuses are a lot more than what City and Liverpool are offering in their guaranteed package. 2, paid relatively quickly once the add-on or bonus thing has been achieved. And 3, is reasonable. then why would you do that? Why would you do that? You know what I mean? You're probably not going to accept that. You're going to go for the guaranteed cash, right? You know what I'm saying? So again, not looking good there from the sort of guaranteed bid for Real Madrid. Manchester City have an advantage over Liverpool, who were the first club to show their interest in England international, but are struggling due to ownership issues. Jurgen Klopp believes that Bellingham signing is fundamental in his bid to rebuild the team, while Manchester City are confident of convincing the player with arguments such as their attractive footballing model, their financial proposal, Pep Guardiola's presence, and possibility to rejoin forces with Erling Haaland. That seems pretty good, in my opinion. That's a nice little article. Nice little article bit. However, there's one last bit. And this is the bit that I'm kind of like, I think this might be cap. Jude Bellingham prefers Real Madrid, according to the article. This is what it says. It says, Real Madrid trust that the Dortmund will not raise their demands. If so, they believe they have a certain advantage because they can count on being the priority option for the player. This is what Bellingham's entourage told the club's chief scouting officer. Real Madrid will offer him a salary of 10 million euros and also commissions. So they're saying Jude Bellingham prefers Real Madrid than maybe the Premier League, which, you know, is that true? Is that true? Is this just another thing that if he comes to Manchester City, Real Madrid will be saying he wanted to come to Real Madrid, but Manchester City, with all their money, spent more money on him and gave him higher wages that we could do. Again, so then their fans turn around and say, well, he wanted to come to Real Madrid, but Manchester City are the bad guys. Manchester City are the team that are offering the big cash, and that's why he went to Manchester City. I say it one more time. I don't want to bore you. Even though, you know, maybe that happens on a daily basis anyway. All I'm seeing here is high-level similarities to what I was reading and what I was seeing last year with Erling Haaland. The same shit. He wants to go to Real Madrid. Can we afford him? Manchester City are going to spend a load of money on the transfer fee and on the wages. All this sort of stuff is what I was reading last year, guys. Deja vu, innit? Hugh Murray in the chat. Big up Hugh's ill, by the way, innit? Everyone say get well soon, innit? Hugh Murray in the mud. Serious, man. I'm just getting the same vibes. I might just re-upload last year's video. And just, when it goes to Erling Haaland, Jude Bellingham, you know, I'll insert like a little insert. Because, guys, I'm telling you, it's the same shit, man. I'm getting confident on this deal now, which is bad. I mean, I'm going into dangerous territory here. About a month ago, yeah, and you all know this is true because I said it on the stream. I wasn't confident, man. I thought it was going to go Liverpool. I was like, nah, this guy's off, mate. He's off to Liverpool, 100%. But then guess what happened? News is starting to drop, and now I'm starting to believe. And that's dangerous because now I'm getting invested in this deal. Now I'm starting to believe that this is going to happen. The probability in my brain that Jude Bellingham's going to sign for Manchester City is now greater than 70%. That's high-level stuff. That means if it doesn't happen, I'm going to be crying, people. You know what I mean? I'm invested in this deal. Am I on the train? I think I'm on the train. I think I'm on the hype train. I'm on the Jude Bellingham hype train. That's a dangerous place to be because you don't want to be on a train crash, man. You know what I'm saying? Nah, you don't want to be on that. So for me, I'm invested in this deal now. I believe it could happen. I believe Real Madrid are saying the same shit as last year. They're playing the same book. I believe they do that to protect themselves because their own fans want this Galactico signing. And when it doesn't happen, they point to stuff like, he wanted to come, but we couldn't compete financially with Manchester City because they were in football or blah, 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 whatever else they said about Erling Haaland. This is what I believe. Now, the interesting one here will be, there was one other thing last year you might remember with Erling Haaland, which you can't really do with Jude Bellingham, but you might be able to do it. Injuries. You remember last year with Erling Haaland, what was the other thing that came out? Real Madrid came out, didn't they, and said, oh, Real Madrid are now not sure of whether they want to sign Erling Haaland because they're not sure on his injury record and they're not getting the injury information that they want or the injury data from Dortmund and the player and all that kind of shit. That was another one that they threw out there. Now, Jude Bellingham actually has a fantastic injury record. He's only had 2 injuries in his life. However, he does get strapped up a lot. You look at his shoulder, strapped up. Look at his leg, strapped up. I'm wondering whether that Real Madrid, despite not having that many injuries, Jude Bellingham, I wonder if they're going to be like, oh, we're getting concerned about his injuries. He's always been strapped up. That's the next one. But will they do it? Because it's not as much as Haaland had a few injuries. You could play that card for the Haaland one because he did have a few injuries. Jude Bellingham ain't really got that many injuries, man. So I don't know. But this is the same stuff. This is the same stuff, 100%. They snubbed every player that came to City first. Don't forget. This is it. This is it. This is a crazy situation. Let me have a look at what you guys are saying. Nam says, imagine if Jude does a U-turn and decides to stay at Borussia Dortmund. That would definitely tell me he prefers Liverpool. But if he doesn't join Manchester City, it's because he doesn't want to come to Manchester City. Because City will offer the transfer fee that Dortmund want, and they'll give Jude Bellingham the wage that he wants. So if he doesn't come to Manchester City this season, it's because he didn't want to come, and that's fine, no problem. Not every player will want to join Manchester City. Not every player will want to join Liverpool. That's just the way it works, isn't it? They've already gambled on Tchouaméni as a young centre mid for 100 million. They won't do that again. I mean, this is another thing. They have midfielders. They have Tchouaméni. They have Camavinga. Valverde can play in the middle as well. You know what I mean? Like, do they want to be spending another 100 million quid? You tell me, man. You tell me. It's a madness. LB do a man or machine Saka. Yeah, I might actually do that, you know. I might actually just do a little jinx thing. You know what I mean? Because it is a madness. It is a madness. But yeah, what I'll do, I'll whack the article in the description of the video. If you guys want to go and read it, it's a pretty interesting read, to be fair. And obviously, what you got to do is you've got to understand, though, when you're reading this, I'm sure most of you will remember this from last year, but when you're reading this article, when you're reading articles, even the Manchester City positive ones, understand who's writing the article, understand where the information is coming from, who's pushing that information, all that kind of stuff, yeah? Big up Lionel Messi, member for 2 months, says Conte called out the Spurs players in the press conference after the 3-3 draw against Southampton. Conte is poisonous, in my opinion. Spurs players against Conte. Conte's gone, in my view, mate. Conte will be gone, and it'll probably be Ryan Mason to the end of the season. So there we go. Arteta man on machine coming soon. Yeah, probably, bro. Probably. Right, there you go. There's your update on Jude Bellingham. Real Madrid believe that they cannot compete with Manchester City financially. They believe that Jude Bellingham does want to go to Real Madrid. And it sounds pretty promising from a City point of view when they mention everything that City can offer Jude Bellingham. So very, very interesting one. That's all from Marsa. I've put the link in the description if you guys want to have a read of the article. Go and check it out. I'm going to get off now. I'm going to go have my tea, and then I'm going to watch England. There's no watch-along tonight. We'll do some watch-alongs throughout the week, but my girlfriend's just come home, so I want to chill, have some food, sweet and sour chicken for tea. Absolutely love that. And, yeah, enjoy the game. If you're going to watch it, or whoever you're going to watch, I'm going to watch it as well. And, yeah, I guess peace out, people. There was a video out before, actually. We've done a video. So go check out the video. It was uploaded about 2 hours ago. So go check that video out. It could do with a bit of a boost, man. Make sure you drop it a like. Subscribe to the channel as well if you do. And guys, I'll see you in the next one. See you in a bit.